Generic greetings and welcome to Beverage plus Endless Legend once again. Today's beverage is... oh, really bloody good, that's what it is. Oh yeah, more of that please. That is generic cold stroke flu medication. Sorry, I'm really stuffed up because, well, I have generic ailments, otherwise known as a man cold, so plus 10 generic sympathy points for me. The concoction is basically sugar, paracetamol and vitamin C mixed into one, hopefully powerful concoction that will get me through this video, but I apologise in advance if I sound like I've got a clothes peg across my nose and I make so many mistakes that it is pretty much unbearable. But either way, I'm going to play a little bit more of Endless Legend. Endless Legend being the 4X strategy game by Amplitude, and I've featured it several times on the channel, not only as a series, but enjoyed several beverages with it as well, although I don't think I was as ill the last time I showed it. The last time I showed it, I was showing, I was demonstrating the Guardians expansion, but I've actually, I played it a bit when that came out, but it was a quite good shot in the arm. But after playing over 100 hours of this, there's only so far those things can take you, but the latest expansion, the one I'm playing now, which is Shadows, or add-on expansion, whatever you would like to call it, it's the Shadows add-on. It brings in a couple of new features, mainly espionage, so you can actually put your heroes into other people's cities, and I'll run through that in a bit, which is pretty cool, and it's really sort of revitalised the game for me. As soon as I played it, this is probably my second game of it now, I think. I went, yep, I can see you playing a lot more of this, so I thought I would show you a little bit of it, because I know there was a couple of people that really liked the Endless Legend videos. Not, you know, it wasn't the most popular series I did, but a lot of people really seemed to like it, so I thought I would show you a little bit of it, and maybe it's for you. So, as I said, I've probably played... this is my second game on it now. I'm actually playing the new faction, which are the Forgotten. How am I actually doing? Let's have a quick look. I am on 367 points, which is actually the highest of all of the computers. I've got 3 of the AI on here, just a standard AI, but because of it's had a lot of patches and updates and a couple of expansions, the AI now that... well, basically the normal AI now is a lot harder than it used to be, as far as I can tell. We've got 3 factions. On the left-hand side, we have the Wild Walkers, I believe they're called. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a look at the diplomacy screen. So, shaky hands. And, yes, we have 3 different people. We have these guys here, which are Wild Walkers. Are the Wild Walkers? Yes, the Wild Walkers, which is blue. We've got the Cultists, which are orange and over to my right. And then we've got the Roving Clans, are they? Yeah, the Roving Clans, which are down the bottom. Let's have a quick zoom out of the map. So I'm up there, GR1 and GI2, obviously the ones I've taken. To the left of me is the Wild Walkers. They've been giving me a little bit of a problem. They've been coming in and doing some raiding, which I'll get to later on. Down the bottom, we've got the Wild Walkers, which I'm very surprised haven't actually... sorry, not Wild Walkers, the Roving Clans, which I'm very surprised they haven't taken over another area. Very surprised indeed. And then here we have the Cultists. They've only got 1 city as well, but the Cultists can only have 1 city, so that's not very surprising. Now, the new additions, you know, there's several new additions with the expansion, but the main thing is espionage. So if I click on that, you can see I have active spies. So I've got active spies in one of the Cultist cities, the spying the city of Danedge, or whatever that is, and I've also got another hero in the city of Magamaj, which is... so I've got 1 spy there, as you can see. There's a new little bit below the city, and that's my spy there. Cool. We go all the way to the left, past my area, and then we can see I've got a spy there. So the spy, as a minimum, its actual effects is pretty good, because you can click on their city and see everything that they've got, what they're currently doing. So you can see they're trying to get a medical center. They've got an alchemy workshop in the queue as well. You can see all of the things that they can get. Any hero assigned there as a governor, units that they've got in the garrison, where they've got their people, and basically everything about their city. That is an extremely powerful thing just on its own, because you can see what they're building, which is like, wow, okay, that's a very you know, huge boost to you. I mean, normally you could look here and you can say, oh yes, you know, they've got 4 troops or 4 things guarding the city, including militia, but you don't know what. But now you can go, aha, yes, I can see all of the things there. Pretty cool. Whereas normally you can't. Let's just move this unit down here. I'm going to get them out on the open sea. Hang on. Let's just move them around and we'll jump into there. The Forgotten, they're called the Forgotten, the new faction, and they're a bit insane, I think. There's a little opening video that basically says, we embrace the madness, something with the shadows. Not the shadows from Babylon 5, which are sort of really weird, sort of spidery type bug creatures who also sneak around and operate from the shadows. In fact, there's a lot of comparison to be drawn there, to be honest with you, how they work and whatnot. But either way, And the idea is that, you know, these guys are sort of all shadowy and stealthy. There's a new stealth mechanic, so I think there's two different types of stealth. There's full-on true stealth, which basically means your units that have stealth, such as these guys here, you can see they actually have stealth as a skill. You can't see them. You can't see them at all, wherever they are. If you bump into them, you can still fight them, and you can also get different type of detection things as well. There is a detection mechanic, but they're normally stealth. There's also, I believe, infiltration, which if you're in a forest, you can hide as well, which other people can get. If we go to their city there, we can click on it and we can't really do anything, but we can infiltrate it, and I'm going to infiltrate... I'd like to infiltrate this guy, the third builder, Yula Yawa. The reason I've got two of them is because I got one from a quest and I bought one, which is a bit weird. I don't know if that's a bug or not, but either way, what I need to do is go to my hero panel. I need to actually restore them. There we go. And I want to infiltrate that city with them. So we'll select that, and boom, we have now successfully, as far as I can tell, yes, your hero has completed the infiltration of the city. So that's pretty cool. We can click on that, and we can see what they're doing. So they're building more or Kazai 7. The reason the 7 is pretty much the amount of times they've redone it. So the amount of times they've gone back over and, you know, redesign the unit. And you can see we've got actually a fair big lump of defenses in that one city. I can understand it because obviously they have a reason to defend that city because, well, they've only got one of them, and if they lose that, they lose the game, which is not good. Anyway, so I want to... What do I want to do? Oh, yes, I need to level up my hero first. I've got one of my... This is one of my main hero, Zemia Adia. She's actually the main faction hero, and it's actually part of the quest line, and I'm going to level up double or nothing, which I'll apply that, and I should get part of my quest done. Yes, we actually discovered her in a jail and we broke her out, I believe. Was it a jail? Yeah, it was, yeah. With 20 glass steel in reserve, send Zemia to search the temple ruins in Rayleigh to discover their legendary sword, and that'll be... I believe it's there. Yeah, so we have to go there, we have to bring her over there and search something. So let's get her out of the city. Shall I bring her out of the city? She is currently there, infiltration level 2. What I'll do is I'll do a bit of sneaky stuff, and then I'll get her out of the city. I think that's going to be quite good. So the way this works is every active spy has an infiltration level. It's really difficult for me to speak with a blocked nose. Has an infiltration level, and that goes up based on their sort of stock overall, like scouting level or whatever. There's a stat for it basically, and that slowly goes up, and you can see it tells you how many turns to the next level. The level that they're at determines what you can do. So there's empire-wide actions and city-wide actions. So currently, because she's level 2, I can only steal one technology, that's the Empire one, and it does cost some influence. If I say yes to that, I can see I'd get a list of all the technology that I can steal. I have stolen everything, so there's nothing in that list. I can also do city actions, so, well, obviously, if I was higher level, I'd be able to do this one. You can see there's actually a number, and it tells you what you need to be to actually get that, and when you mouse over it, you get a little tilt up on the right, and it shows you the high levels, what it does. So at high level, it's really, really powerful. So, for example, damage fortification at level 2, which is what it currently is at, it will reduce their fortification by 25% of the maximum for how long? Doesn't tell me how long for. Reduce fortification by 25% of the maximum fortification value. Doesn't tell me how long for, but either way, if you can see on level... reduces the fortification value by 100% of the maximum fortification value of level 4. So basically removes fortification. So that's a huge boost if you're trying to siege something. Obviously, fortification being like basically an extra health on their units. If you remove it, then you're going to siege them much faster. I'm going to say -1 population. Now, before I do this, I have to worry about the security in their city. Their security is 30%, which basically gives me... the happier the people are, and there's other skills and abilities that will increase that. But you can see that there's a chance of things going wrong. So there's a 62% chance of nothing happening when I do this, 31% chance of being wounded, 8% chance of being disabled, and 0% for being captured. So I'm pretty safe doing this. And also there's certain skills that the heroes get. For example, this one up the top here, that's one step ahead. When you actually level that up, you can see that... you can't be captured when performing an infiltration action if you get that to level 2. So there's some heroes that are very good at this, some not so good. So I'm going to say decrease population. It's going to cost 20 influence. I'm going to do that, yes. And so we perform infiltration action, decrease population at level 2. So that's -1 population, and then we were unnoticed while performing the spy action. However, they will get something saying, oh yes, by the way, your you've been, you know, hit by a spy action. So what they could do, I'll show you on my city, is they can actually round up and basically flush the city and try and look for the spy, and then there is a chance of bad things happening. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to my spy option here, and I'm going to unassign the spy because, do you want to unassign the spy? The infiltration level and seniority bonus will be reset. Seniority bonus is like, the longer they are there and the more actions that they do in that city, the higher that will go, and that will boost up the speed of that going up and up and up. Basically, you get better and better if you stay there. So, for example, I did have, this is the Cultists one here, I did have that seniority level to about level 8, and that basically meant the infiltration level was going up every other turn because they'd been there so long and doing loads of stuff, and they hadn't got flushed out yet, which is pretty cool. Anyway, let's unassign the spy. There we go, because I do need to have a little bit of a search up the top there. So I've unassigned that. There we go. So we're now fully exfiltrated and is now available in the academy, which is cool. There's our quest done, and then we've already done the level up of the hero, which is fairly funky. This percentage here, 40%, that's the chance of me actually finding and capturing something, and this music's awesome as well. Oh yeah, that's a good beverage. Anyway, right, so we need to crack on with this. What I want to do is, I've already infiltrated that city there. I want to move this other unit up there, because there's certain things I haven't seen. As you can see, all of this is bits that I haven't found yet. This is actually a normal size map, and it's quite large. But anyway, quite large for it being only a normal. I want to actually get another city, so I'm going to move these guys down. This is my main sort of, I don't know whether you would call it, it's not really a city. Sorry, it's not really an army, but it's getting close to one. I'm going to actually unassign the hero that's there. There we go. And then assign the other one that we need to. Zemia, there we go. We'll assign you. And then we need to head over to this side and then actually have a little chat, or have a quick look at that little ruin there and see what we can find. I don't have anyone in the blue area now, though, which is problematic. Let me just do a quick search here. And I found a nice little staff thing. Wow, that's actually a fairly big, that's an awesome staff. A wounded necrophage took a piece of a battle debris, a makeshift splint. Over the time, the strut from an endless ruin melded into its leg, and though the warrior Kronuk died, the limb survived as a deadly weapon. Okay, so basically it's some guy's dead foot, and it's 40% attack on unit, 20% initiative, god, 30% damage. That's really cool. Only equipable on heroes though, obviously. That's good though. Anyway, I'm going to send this unit up here. Like I said, these are stealth. Oh, by the way, when they move like the smoke monster from Lost, the sort of jump into this weird sort of smoky swirling thing, which is really funky. I'm moving them up here because I want to be able to get sight on there and then fling another hero in there to do more spying stuff. Right. So I need to head over to this side. I need to... Do I need to equip anything else? I do need to get this city plonked down, but I want to plonk it about there maybe. So I think we'll just end the turn. I'm on a turn 140 now. I'm probably coming close to mid-game here. Obviously, it's going to be hitting winter in between 12 and 32 turns. Looks like there's some rumblers coming towards me, which is not good. What I'm going to do is quickly get this city positioned. So we're going to just plonk a city down there, and there we go. And that's also a achievement, not an achievement, a quest done, because I need to get it sorted. Let me just move some people around. There we go, and we'll actually get more population. Obviously, we need to rename this thing because it's just GR3, obviously. We'll validate that. That's cool. And then I think we need to go up there, but I don't want these rumblers attacking my city. So what's probably going to be best is if I get a mill foundry, get a seed storage, get an empire mint, and then buy them all out, because they're 130 odd each, which is really, really cheap. I think we'll get some sewer systems as well. Not going to go through all of these to explain what they are, but basically these are the very, very base ones you want. You want to get them as fast as you can. Let's get rid of that quest. That is... Oh, we can now actually assimilate and manufacture the Ursas, which would give me +5 building production cost per pacified villagers on the cities. +5 building production cost reduction, so 15% it'll be per pacified Ursa's village. That actually is going to cheapen out a lot of the stuff I have. Let's actually assimilate them into manufacturing now. So I now have the Ursas on my side. I can also get them rumblers as well. So if I want to get big giants, I can, which is pretty cool. I love the manufactions in this. I'm going to start with my luxury resource of, or this empire boost, which is some silk, which is plus 100% from trade routes on cities, and plus, what is it, plus 10 happiness or approval on all cities as well. So most of my cities, I guess, let's have a quick look. Yes, they're all fervent now. They're all very, very happy with me. Trade route wise, I am doing, none, apparently. No trade routes at all. I thought I'd get trade route between the city, but I don't actually have any. I guess I don't have any bonuses. Now, think about trade routes on this. Normally in trade routes you trade dust and you trade science, but the Forgotten, they don't do science at all. As you can see from my overall FIDSy, 0, 0, and 0 for all of my science. They don't do science at all. The way you get your research done, this one here, is you basically say, I want that or whatever, and then you buy it out. This is going to cost 1,387 dust to actually buy it out, but that's the only way you get technology. Actually, no, that's not the only way you get technology. The other way is you nick it, but we'll do that later on. Let's close these down. We've got an empire plan to deal with. I'm going to go for one for each side here, so we'll go for one economic, which is plus 3 dust per people. A building buyout reduction, I think we'll get that as well, and we'll probably reduce one of these down. I'd like vision on units, that's extra, that's pretty good. Cost reduction on researchers is pretty good as well. Don't really need unit cost reduction because we're not making them, so that'll do us there. That's going to cost us 354 influence points. We'll apply that, that's cool. Right, let's have a fight. So, this is going to be the first Owl Shadow versus the Roving Army Rumblers, two sets of Rumblers versus my Militia, which is in GR3. We've got 2 of my sort of range guys, and then 2, which, what are they called? These units here, there is actually a name for them. I think they're called eyeless ones or something like that. They're really, really funky units, but I think I'm going to go on a defensive manual, so we'll apply that. They actually have the, I don't know, do they have the high ground? Yeah, they sort of have the high ground, so it's going to be not great. But there we go, there's all my units, and I'm going to bring them down. I'm going to bring these eyeless ones down the back because I really want to defend the back end like this, and we'll pull these over there. So as long as I'm in range of that rumbler, or that rumbler there, if I can kill that rumbler, I'll be okay. These units here have a range of 3. They have dual wield, so you can equip 2 one-handed weapons, which is cool, and you get -2 attribute bonus on the left-handed weapon, or the second weapon. So that's not too bad, but I've got 2 crossbows on them, which is powerful. We've got point-blank power, which is plus 10% attack when performing a close range attack, basically right next to them. But we also have Predator's Mark, which is a really, really good ability, which is when I hit the opponent, we get like a stacking bonus, and you get 20% extra damage per mark. So that's a really, really big bonus. So I'm going to say, since I'm higher on initiative than them, I'm going to say you attack them. Actually, no, we still need to organize the places where they are. Let's move these around. Let's put you over there. You over there. That should do it for now. So, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we are within 3 hexes, which is cool. Let's move these other guys further around, like that'll do, and then ready that up. So, for some reason they're all wanting to rush over there, I don't know why. No. All of you attack them. Big guy, I'll attack that, and those 2 can heal him because they'll probably kick off. Right, okay, so we'll accept this, and here goes some shots. So we're going to fire some arrows, and, oh, critical no damage, but we did apply the mark, which is good. And then, we'll just botch there, and boo, 33 damage, and another mark, and this one should do 40% extra damage regardless of what happens, and 67 damage critical, and the rumbler drops. So that's a fairly big bonus. All of these other guys are going to move around. Here comes my hero, which will run up, but it won't get in range, but the rumbler will hopefully go for it. Now we've tried to heal that. There we go. And it looks like the other guy's coming down that way. Don't know why the rumbler's going that way, but either way it's going to hit 2 units here because it's got the bash through, so it'll hit them and then hit them. Yeah, 39 damage on each. That's quite powerful. Let's basically do a full attack. Everything goes for that, like that. Sorted. These, however, will heal that, and you will heal them. Actually, no, you will heal them. There we go. And we'll launch the attack again. So we're going to start firing away. Remember the hunter's mark. I was going to say we're not playing World of Warcraft, but it's basically the same thing. We'll apply the predator's mark. So here we go. There's 2 predator's marks. 34 damage is not good because they have the higher ground, and also they're in a forest as well. So my militia's going to hit, which oh, good grief. My militia just got critical, which is not good. Looks like we're getting some healing off, which is what we want. There we go, and looks like most of this, I think, is going to be focused on them. That's okay. You can heal them. You can heal them, I'm guessing. And we'll launch the attack. And hopefully I'll be able to kill it, because as you can see, I'm top on the initiative chart here anyway. So I guess we'll probably end up killing them. So they've got a full mark on there, so which is why I'm hitting for 60 damage with no criticals. And then they're going to move there basically to loot the corpse or do a bit of teabagging or whatever they do. These guys, they seem to be quite funky that way. We're just going to finish off the healing there. They still try to do the last round's actions. You got 6 phases, so they try to do each phase's actions. So there you go. They're basically healing all of the units, which is cool. And then they're going to pull back, and job done. Sorted. So we've won that one quite easily. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Right, so we're just going to keep wandering them up the top there. That's cool. And let's switch between my other units. We'll move these over here, see if we can do a bit of exploration. Obviously, I got my Empire boost, which is to see more stuff, which is excellent. It allows me to skirt round the outside, which is still, I don't know, point of contention, certainly, where, you know, when units are in the water, they are invulnerable. You can't attack them, they can't attack you. It means that huge armies can basically sit off the coast, and I still think it's, I mean, it's not too much of a, you know, not too much of a bother when you're playing the computer, but I can imagine that it can be a bit trolley when someone really knows what they're doing and keeping them like that. You know, I don't want sea battles, certainly not, but actually, no, I do want sea battles. Sea battles would be amazing. No, I don't know how that would even work. Either way, it's a little bit annoying. Let's do a bit of infiltration over this side here. No assignment on that person there, so we'll put them on that one. And then we should be able to do some sneaking around. Let's see what they've got. Oh, they've got they've got some orcs. They've got some of their big tree guys. And they've got some archers as well. But they're putting all of their money, all of their people into dust, which is an interesting one. It is an interesting one, because I believe these guys are doing the same. Yes, they are, but they are the roving clans anyway. They're all about the money and stuff. Let's go for the left-hand side. Let's go for these guys. They're going for industry as well as a bit of influence and a bit of money as well. But what are they building? Borough streets and central markets. They're basically trying to expand their city, which is obvious. That's generally what they do. So that was a good fight anyway, and we've completed the infiltration. Let's see if I can nick anything, because I've got, I believe, level 4... infiltration over here on the cultists, but I don't have enough influence to do anything else, so I guess we'll just click on each one of these. We're going to move some people around. Let's move them over to there, them to there. That's cool. We'll move a couple more people, or at least even if we just move one over to influence, that's going to increase that, and then we'll end that. Pretty cool. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering what that thing is there, that thing is I believe it's a Museum of Origa. Yeah, it's the Museum of Origa. It gives me a fairly big boost to, well, plus 20 approval, which is pretty good. And you get a boost to dust and science. Obviously, the science I don't benefit from at all. It just becomes 0. But the dust is fairly good because these are quite dust heavy, I believe. Very surprised you can't steal dust, but you know. Anyway, we've got an infiltration in there, which is good. What we want to do now is move this unit, where they're over there, over to there, which is pretty cool. This unit, we want to just sneak them around and start uncovering things. Looks like there's a fairly big... it's them guys. It's basically the flying creatures that remind me of the Hisso from Endless Space. I think they are related in some way. But they've got 5 of them in there, so I can't really attack that. And if I go there, they'll probably attack me, so probably not. Probably not a good idea to go and look at that unspoiled ruins, certainly not. Let's just go over to my other unit. I want to check out these guys. So what I'm going to do... I think what I'm going to do is bring them... I'm not doing anything with them bones. Let's move them down here. See, one of the new actions you can do, if I click on them, is this one here, which is pillage. You can pillage the opponent's, like, sort of glass steel extractors. Oh, in fact, it's happening right here. Yeah, any sort of resource, like luxury, I believe it's luxury resource. Let's have a quick look. It says regional building in order to nick it. Basically, I believe it's this build, these things here, these extractors you can pillage. I believe you can also do the same thing, and I could be wrong actually. I think you can do the same thing for any pacified villages that they have. But basically, certain things you can pillage, and when you do that, like for example, this fairly big city army at the moment, which is a hero, and it looks like a minotaur, a drider, a preacher, a nameless, and 2 sets of demons, which are actually level 3 as well, which is quite powerful. They're doing a pillage on this glass steel extractor, and as you can see, there's like a timer to say how long it's going to take. It's basically going to take a turn to do that, and then he will get a bit of dust as well as whatever is on that. So like that's glass steel, for example. He'll get a boatload of glass steel doing that, which is interesting. I wonder if they're at war. I don't know. See, I just don't know if you can actually tell if they're at war or not. Either way, well, they're not at war with me. They're just a bit of Cold War at the moment. So it's still something to keep an eye on. What I'm going to do then, I'm just going to have my units stay about there, I think. I want them out the way. I don't want them in an area there where it's like blocked off, because if I put them there and units try to move through them, they will be detected, so that's not good. Anyway, let's go over to here, because I've got nothing else building, and we could go for a conscription center, 40% 40 experience when recruiting a unit. That's not bad. Go for another borough street, but it's getting to a point now where this city is in a horrible position. It's basically a quest that I had to do to do something there, so I thought I might as well just move them around. I am mainly, though, getting dust, I think. Yeah, why not? We'll do that. And I think what we'll do is we'll go for a bit of the old steel technology. So we're in the Cultists area. We can steel technology, and they have a guardian of dust. Ooh, interesting. We could build a guardian. Or they have alchemical alloys and alchemical armor. I don't really want any of them. I could reduce their population by 3, get rid of their fortifications, or reduce industry by 100% for 6 turns. That'll really screw them over. But the thing is, I don't really want to do anything with them. I don't really want to screw them over. They don't have an assigned hero there. I guess it's a case of reveals and wounds 1 spy in the infiltrated empire. Or one of their spies, basically. It's sort of counter-spying. Reduces maximum vision of cities and regional buildings. So that'll reduce their vision. Steel vision grants vision over their armies. That'll be pretty good. Don't know. I think just whack the population, because... You know what? No, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to keep them sitting there. GR3's got no construction. What I'll do, I really want to build a borough street there. It says build an extractor there, but I believe if you get a borough street, they're classed as an extractor. So let's end the turn there. So that should do the job quite nicely. And will tell me if I'll know if it pops up and says, yes, that's fine, you've done that quest. Yes, bravo, region secure. So I've now got that quest, which is I've got the 37, which is an awesome crossbow, as you can see. Sweet. Right. So I've managed to get that quest line done. Excellent. Good, good, good. We're progressing on quite nicely. We'll go for Glory of Empire, which gives me some bonus to influence, because I need a bit of that. I haven't really got to grips with this faction yet, I must confess, but I'm having fun, at least trying it. Ah, there we go, look. This is now classed as broken. So, there you go. It has been pillaged. It's on fire. You can see there's flames coming from it. It's all a bit wrecked. And it's 8 turns for it to do nothing, which can be a huge, huge problem for you, especially later on in the game. You know, imagine you've got, like, just one adamantium or was it palladium or whatever, like resource. You've only got the one, and someone pillages it from you. What a git! That's really powerful. Anyway, let's keep moving up. No, don't make land, don't make land. Come around, there we go, that's cool. We need to go up the top there, and I think what I might do, I might start. Do I want to start taking on the blue guy? I could start doing that, but I could also take on... could I take on this guy? Not really. The amount of stuff he's got there is, look at loads of nameless. There's another army coming in, which is 5 strong. There's 5 on that building there. Oh, no, there's no way I can take them on. Not now. It's really, really difficult to get them. So you can have a quick look over here. There's going to search this and get that quest line done. I really like the quest lines in this. There we go. So Zemia's strength is fully returned on her swords. Shadow Binder and Shadow Brand forged anew. As to her soul, only time will tell if it is broken beyond repair. So improve your authority in your empire until it reaches 256 influence. That's what I have to do. So 256 influence is going to take me a couple of turns, not too long. But what I want to do is move these guys back into here, into my area, so I can actually forge something, which is cool. I want to forge some new weapons. Right, so what do I want to do? I really want to nick something. I really want to, you know what, I'm just going to try and reduce the population on that guy. It sounds like next door is trying to drill through the wall again. How fun. Let's go for I think a steel technology, no, decreased population. Let's do that. And your spy was a notice while performing it, and you can see, well, the seniority bonus will increase as well after this turn. And look, there, the city is currently trying to build that. It's currently trying to build that Borough Street, but because the Borough Street does require you to have a certain population, because I've just taken 3 off this thing, they will not be able to build that, which is just massively, massively effective. Let's call it there. You know what? I think I'm out of beverage anyway. I am running low on the old beverage anyway, so I think we will leave it there. Oh! A new quest added. This is a global quest. I need to be the first to defeat the Guardian. Where is it roaming? Oh, and also, apparently, we can never forgive the destruction wrought by you in the last war. Gaia herself would disown us if we did. That is the blue guy telling me that they did not like the destruction that I caused. I have to point this out, that they were the ones that came across the sea and then sieged my city. I never went anywhere near theirs. I mean, I have I've had spies in their cities since we started and been really, really messing them up. But that's nothing. That's yeah. I should really, stop messing around with them. But I really like the whole spy thing. It's really pretty cool. What can I do in the red guy stuff? Steel technology, there's nothing for me to steal. Let's just decrease his population by 1 as well. And your spy was unnoticed. Oh well, I was trying to see if I could get them damaged, because sometimes when you do stuff, there's a chance there. You can see it says fine there. That'll go to, like, it might go to wounded or critical, and then what can happen is your units can get captured, and they can be like the jailer, and basically they'll keep them for so many turns, generally 30, and be like, yeah, we're going to keep them, and you can actually ransom them back. So it's added a lot to the game. It really has added a lot. The biggest hole in the game, I always thought was, and actually the biggest hole in a lot of 4X strategy games these days, was the lack of espionage and messing with people and diplomacy. And certainly the diplomacy in this has been fleshed out by not by an expansion, but by subsequent updates and expansions. You know, there's not been an update really focused on diplomacy in this, but it's robust enough for you to get done what you want. But yeah, Shadows expansion or add-on, whatever you would like to call it, definitely recommended if you are looking for basically getting back into Ents Legend, because it has got me back into it. But there you go, links in the description so you can check it out yourself. I really want to play more of this faction because it's all sneaky, but I'm also interested in making my own faction, which is also sneaky and is basically the Ardent Mages with stealth capabilities, because I like magic and Ardent Mages are cool, and then having stealth with that and all these sneaking about will be just fantastic. Either way, hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Comments in the comments, and generic partings.